All right, so welcome to Epi-Digm. Once again, we're going to talk about, we're going to do the agent training. So we are going to talk about MYGA, multi-year guarantee annuity. Can anyone tell me the difference between MYGA and fixed annuity? I mean, I'm pretty sure we all know the difference between fixed index annuity and fixed annuity. But what's the difference between MYGA and fixed annuity? Can anyone tell me?
I think fixed annuity, you have the set of rate of return for the rest of the policy years. For MYGA, it'll change from 3 to 5 to 6, 7 years or so.
Well, here's how we should look at it. Fixed annuity, when it's not MYGA is a part of fixed annuity. But fixed annuity means that you have fixed interest rate every year. And let's say you put money today and you insurance company guarantees 2.9%. That guarantees 2.9% rate of return for how many years? 1 year. And next year around this time, when there comes a renewal time, the renewal interest rate is not 2.9. It could be, it could be, but the next renewal interest rate is determined by insurance company. So insurance company, every year interest rate will be different. I mean, obviously there's going to be minimum guarantee interest rate. Sometimes, most of the time, it's a 1%. So it will not be less than 1%, but you will not know exactly what the interest rate is every year. Whereas MYGA is also fixed annuity, but MYGA is fixed interest rate for the duration of guarantee. Let's say you have a 3-year MYGA, 3-year multi-year guarantee annuity, and let's say interest rate is 3.9. That means you are, as a client, you are guaranteed for the rate of return of 3.9% for this year, and 3.9% for next year, and 3.9% for year after. So total of 3 years, you have guaranteed interest rate. Okay, fixed annuity, you don't know what the interest is. You'll know about 12 months in advance what that interest rate is. Okay,
Will
so
the insurance company declare?
yeah, insurance company, just like Universal Life, the insurance company tells you what the fixed rate is. So whatever the fixed rate is at the time of renewal, that's the interest rate that you're getting. MYGA, you know that your renewal interest rate is same for the guaranteed time. It could be 3 years, 5 years, 7 years, 10 years, depending on the company. So MYGA is a lot, how should I say, a lot easier for client to understand because there is no moving part, at least for the duration of guaranteed time period. So 3-year MYGA, that means you know exactly what interest rate you're getting for the next 3 years. That also means if interest rate goes up next year and your money is in MYGA, you're not going to enjoy the growth of the interest rate because interest rate is guaranteed. That means it's not going to change. What if interest rate goes down next year? You don't have to worry about it because a MYGA interest rate is the same. Okay, so interest rate stays the same. That's the difference between MYGA and fixed annuity. Everything else looks and smells almost like each other. All right? And it is a compound interest. I mean, just like everything else. So 3.9% this year, 3.9% next year is a 3.9% is on next year's 3.9% is on your original investment plus interest you gain, which is a 3.9%, and you're getting compound interest. Okay. All right, you go to let's stack. I'm gonna talk about two MYGA today: American National and Athene. Let's start with the American National. If you want to know a little more about American National's fixed annuities, and especially for today's training, MYGA annuity, then you go to American National website. You all know how to get to American National website from Epi-Digm.com. Go to company and click on American National, and you'll see the screen right here. And this one is not password protected. So if you have agent number, if you don't have agent code with American National, you can still get information. Okay. From this page, you click on product and service, and product and service will get you this page. And you click on fixed and Palladium MYG. MYG means multi-year guarantee. So it is a MYGA. Okay. I guess easiest way to really understand annuity product is running the illustration. So I'm gonna show you some of the screenshot of illustration. So from American National website, click on Expert Office. From Expert Office, click on Expert Illustrator. Okay. I mean, if you click on Expert Office, you'll see a lot of stuff. Okay. Now, Expert Office and Expert Illustrator, after this, you are going to have to input your ID and password. So if you're not appointed with American National, you will not be able to run illustration that I'm about to show you. All right, very first thing you do is when you run the illustration, it's going to ask for the client information. You put down client's name and age, Joe Sample, male, 55. And next thing is that you have to select the state that he lives in. In this case, is Joe Sample is living in California. Number 3 is what kind of illustration you're going to do. Is you want to do new business illustration with the individual product. And the last step is what plan. You pick on deferred annuity and Palladium multi-year 3. You have multi-year 3, 5, 7, and 10. So, I mean, you got all these different options. But in this particular example, I'm showing you 3. It seems that 3-year is very popular. So the commission on 3-year is very small. However, even though commission is small, that also means every 3 years you're gonna find another product for the client. So unless you lose the client, you have guaranteed sales for every 3 years, right? If they're keeping on with the 3-year MYGA. And here's a screenshot of illustration software. Joe Sample, male, 55, California, Palladium, multi-year 3. Annuity type is a non-qualified. If it is an IRA, it is a qualified. If it's a 401k rollover, it is qualified. You all know that. At input premium, it is a single premium product. Any course is a single premium. And you put that, in this example, I'm running illustration with $100,000 premium. That $100,000, if you look at band 1, 2, 3, $100,000 will get you 10 base point bonus plus original guarantee. Original guarantee on MYGA right now is a 3.8% for 3 years. So since you're putting $100,000, you're gonna get 0.1% bonus, which will make your product 3.9% guarantee for every year for next 3 years. Okay, if your client put $250,000, that's a 25 base point bonus, which means that $250,000 will experience 4.05% interest rate for next 3 years. Okay, so that's how this illustration is working. One of the things that you probably wanted to show to your client from the illustration, this is the output of the illustration. Page 2, second page after cover page, you'll see the introduction of American National Insurance Company. It talks about how big it is, what kind of history it has, what's the rating. One of the most important thing is a rating. A and B, A rating, Standard and Poor A rating, so it is a A-rated company. All right. So here's an illustration, actual illustration. Just like most illustration, annuity and life illustration, any course multi-year illustration shows guarantee assumption and assumed assumption. Guarantee assumption is a 3.9% for year 1 through 3. So 1, 2, and 3 years, you got 3.9% guarantee no matter what. Okay, it is guaranteed by contract. And after third year, you get 1.7% guarantee. That 1.7% is not going to be the fixed number. It means the minimum interest rate after 3 years is 1.7%. So if it is on the fourth year, let's say the American National is decided on 4%, then client will get 4%. Okay? Once again, 1.7% is minimum guaranteed interest rate. So when you look at the guarantee column, that means the worst case. So this column is a worst case whatsoever. Can this contract do any worse than what is shown on the guarantee assumption? No, it cannot. As long as American National is around, this contract will go through minimum of that guarantee side. What about current assumption? It's a 3.9% for year 1 and 3, which is the same as a guarantee interest rate. So first 3 years, your account value and surrender value will be exactly the same. Just like here. Okay? So guaranteed, you will have $112,162. Current assumption is $112,162. So same. What about year 4? You got $114,069 guarantee with a 3.9% current assumption. Once again, assumption is not a guarantee. It is the interest rate they're paying now is $116,424. Now here's a big question for you. If it is a MYGA 3, which means a 3-year guarantee, that on 4th year you would think, starting on 4th year, you would think there would be no surrender charges, right? But if you look at the number on the guarantee side, on 4th year is $114,000 annuity value. Surrender value is $107,000. There's the surrender charges. Now, if you look at the current assumption, the annuity value is $116,424, but the surrender value is $110,000. $110,112 to be exact. It seems like there's almost a little over $6,000 of surrender charges. How can this be? It's only guaranteeing 3 years. And it seems like the surrender charge lasts 9 years. On 9th years, on current assumption, you got $139,000 surrender value, and account value is $140,000. Starting on 10th year, you got $145,000 surrender value and $145,000 account value. All this time we thought MYGA 3 means 3-year surrender charges. Don't you? Isn't that what you were thinking? Okay? Now, here's something that you really have to understand about this. This is almost I see more than half of the MYGA is following the footstep like this. They're doing the exactly same thing. which is this. Oh, I'm sorry. Eh. Well, it's on the next page, but what it is that on the MYGA 3, you have a 30-day window. Okay? That 30-day window, there is no surrender charges, but we're going to see that. But I want to show you this also. All the annuity shows a settlement option. You should know how to read this settlement option. Settlement option with a 10-year certain under guarantee assumption and current assumption. Let's look at the current assumption. At age 70, which is at age 70, your account value is $175,474, and your monthly annuity income was $1,574.01. How long is that monthly income going to last with the settlement option that is showing here? Does anyone know?
What's the settlement option?
Settlement option with 10 years certain.
Well, you get for sure 10 years.
10 years.
But
Can you get more than 10 years?
You still get it.
No, you don't.
So you don't?
Because you don't have life
10 years
contingency.
is-
It's a 10-year certain, meaning that it only talk about 10 years. Can client get life annuity with a 10-year certain? Yes,
Yep.
they can. But the illustration only shows 10-year certain settlement option. And this is true with all type of annuity. Okay? So I thought that I might want to show you. Because I do get a lot of questions from the agent saying that, hey, what is this? Client is asking about this and I don't know what to say. That's because this one is showing that at age 70, if client wants to take an income and he want to do in 10 years certain, meaning do everything in 10 years, he'll get $1,574.01 for every month for next 10 years, and it stops. There's no more money. If client wants a lifetime income, can he do that? Yes, he can do the lifetime income, but the amount will be smaller. That's all it's saying. All right, here's a surrender charge chart. On third year, the surrender charge is 3%. But if you read the fine print or bold letter underneath it, it says, however, within 30 days after the initial guarantee period, what's our initial guarantee period? 3 years. The full surrender will be allowed without surrender charges. So you got 30-day windows to move the money to somewhere else. And it's better to move that money somewhere else on 3 years, because after 3 years, I'm pretty sure there will be better product. If client wants to stay where they are, what will happen is that it'll convert itself into 10-year product. And it is no longer MYGA. It becomes fixed annuity from that point on. So you get current interest rate starting on 4th year. So some people like that. They might stay, but they might want to move on. And as an agent, I'm pretty sure you want to move on to different products so that you make a commission on it. You get another sale on it. But you do have to understand that period without a waiver of surrender charges 30 days after 3rd anniversary. Okay? And after this 30-day period, the normal surrender charge according to the above schedule would apply. And also it says up to 10% of annuity value of the beginning of the year may be withdrawn each of the first 9 certificate years without surrender charges. Starting on 10th year, there is no surrender charges, so you don't have to worry about it. But first 9 years, you can take out as much as 10% of annuity value without surrender charges. All right. So the surrender charge schedule up above is on the 90% of annuity value. All right. So I hope that you all understand this.
Question.
Yes, sir.
The income that you were talking about,
Mm-hmm.
that's annuitization, isn't it?
It's annuitization, yes.
Okay.
10-year certain annuitization.
So it's not the income.
No, it
income
is not
line.
an income. It's a 10-year annuitization. Okay. Now, next thing is I'm going to show you how to get an interest rate. I mean, MYGA, interest rate is the most important thing. And as you know, that insurance company declares different interest rate every now and then. So how do you get the current interest rate? American National, once again, you don't need to have ID and password to get this information. Go to American National's company site from Epi-Digm.com, click on companies and click on American National. You'll see this page and you click on rates on top right corner. So you click on rates and you click on current interest rate. I mean, if you want to see last month's rate, you can do that, but why would you want to? You probably want to see current interest rate. If you click on current interest rate, and this is as fresh as today, you'll see Palladium, multi-year guarantee annuity, 3 years, 250,000 and above, 4.05% for how many years? 3 years. 100,000 to $249,999, 3.9% for next 3 years. 99,999 and below is 3.8%. If your client is interested in doing 5 years, it's a 4.35, 4.2, and 4.1 accordingly. Okay, that's the interest rate. And it not only it shows the multi-year guarantee interest rate, it also shows index annuity, caps, and participation, and it also shows something like Century Plus annuity, which is a fixed annuity. This is not a MYGA, this is a fixed annuity. Thing about Century Plus, it gives you 5% bonus first year. So 100,000 and above, the first year interest rate is a 2.9. Base interest rate is 2.9. Okay. After that, if it is below 100,000, it's a 7.8 and 2.8. Thing about Century Plus is number one, it's a 5% initial bonus, and client has an option of picking up lifetime income rider. It has a charge, but it'll give you 6.85 compound interest rate for next 10 years. And you can take out lifetime income. Okay, so that's the thing about Century Plus. And another thing is this is Wealth Quest Citadel 5 and 7. Once again, this is a fixed annuity. 5 means 5 years, 7 means 7 years surrender charges. And you see the interest rate, 100,000 and above, 5 years is a 4% first year, and the base is 3%, which means it's got 1% guarantee. But as you'll see, the interest rate will fluctuate. Okay. Wealth Quest Citadel 7 is 5.2% first year, and base rate is a 3.2%. Thing about Wealth Quest Citadel 7 is a flexible premium. You can put more money in it. Okay. Now let's go to Athene product. Athene's fixed annuity. What is Athene's MYGA is called? Max rate.
Max rate.
Max rate. You have to sign on to see this. You cannot see any information unless you are the agent. So you click on max rates. You'll see this. If you want to see the interest rate, click on Athene max rate, rates and availability, and you'll see the interest rate, and it is different by state. So most likely we'll be looking at California. California's 3-year base rate is 3.65. 100,000 or more is a 3.9, as good as an equal. Okay. As you will see, there is a goods and bads about Athene. Okay. Number one thing, Athene has a very, very slow nowadays. They have too much business. Okay, so that's one thing. And there's other thing that you need to consider, by which I'll show you. But 3 years and withdrawal charge schedule is a 9.3, 8.4, and 7.5. So Athene's max rate is true 3-year surrender charge product. Unlike Enico, you don't need to wait. You don't need to move your money out within 30 days after third year anniversary. After 3 years, there is no surrender charges. That's plus. That is a little better than Enico in some sense, but you get to see a little more, right? And to run an illustration, you go back to this screen and you click on Run Illustration, and you pick on max rate. Same thing, I pick on 3. So this one is, I did same thing, $100,000, right? So it'll only show guarantee contract value. This one does not show current assumption. So current interest rate is a 3.9. Minimum renewal rate is 0.25% after what? Third year. How much was Enico? 1.7 was a minimum. So which is better? This time, Enico is better. Okay, so there's a good and bad. Enico is not true 3-year product because you only have 30 days to move your money. Otherwise, you're gonna stuck next 6 years. Whereas this is true 3-year surrender product. However, after third year, the interest rate can drop as little as a 0.25. It's not gonna drop that low. They'll probably give you current interest rate. Current interest rate probably will not be 0.25, but if they need to, they'll go down as much as 0.25%. As you can see, on fourth year, you'll see 112,442 accumulation and 112,442 cash surrender value. So it is true 4-year product. Okay, I already told you about interest rates. So there's a good and bad of everything. And here's withdrawal charges. I already told you the withdrawal charges. It doesn't last any longer than 3 years. So it is true 3-year surrender term product. That's good. And it comes with a price. Athene Max Rate Annuity provides annual free withdrawal privilege beginning in the first contract year. Each contract year, you can withdraw up to 3.9% of your annuity's accumulated value. How much was Enico's? 10%. 10%. So you see the difference in these two products? All right, without incurring withdrawal charge or market value adjustment. So this one also has a MVA. I don't think Enico has MVA, but I'm gonna tell you what MVA is next slide. For qualified contract, requires a required minimum distribution. Withdrawals are available in all contract years and are not subject to withdrawal charges or market value adjustment. RMD is not subject to MBA or surrender charges. Okay, what the heck is market value adjustment? You probably heard that market value adjustment, right? Okay, what is a market value adjustment? Market value adjustment is attached to your surrender charges. Okay? And it could go it could benefit the client in one sense. It could be positive thing for client, or it could be negative thing for the client. It could go either direction. let's say insurance company had a surrender charges and client take out money. And he takes out, in this example, is 3.5%, right? 3.5% is no charge. So you get every dime without any charges. But let's say you take out 20% of money. So almost 70% of money will experience what? Surrender charges, right? But in addition to surrender charges, depending on the experience of the market, if interest rate is better than what Athene originally planned, you get positive MVA, which means your surrender charge will be less than what is posted. Okay? And more than likely, the other direction is what you'll experience is that you'll see the surrender charge is on top of surrender charges, you have little more extra charge. We call that market value adjustment. I'm pretty sure you've seen this happening, and you probably didn't know why it happened. That it happened. What it is when you do 1035 exchange, the account statement shows that your surrender value is 100,000, and you move it to other insurance company. All of a sudden, the money that is transferred is 99,500, or is 100,500, $100,232. You see the difference? That is a market value adjustment. So market value adjustment only applies to surrender charges. Only applies to surrender charges. So once you're out of surrender charge period, in this example, it's 3 years, is there an MBA? No, there is no MBA. If your client is only taking out surrender charge free withdrawals, is there an MBA? No, there is no MBA. A lot of product has an MBA. A lot of product has an MBA. It's not that big, but it is big enough to create little annoyance if clients are a little picky. Okay? All right. That wraps up